Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. We're going to continue with lesson number 3. Lesson B, I mean, I mean unit number 3, natural wonders. Okay, everybody. Now, before we continue, I want you to think about some of the most beautiful landmarks in your country or in a country you have visited before. All right. Picture that into your head. Now think about that. Got it? Now again, I'm going to show you 6. The, that is the basic vocabulary. It should be right here. Okay, there we go. Alright. Think about these different biomes. We have a volcano, a canyon, a waterfall, mountain, desert, and ocean. Do we have something similar here in Chile or maybe in your home country? Think about that. If I were to ask to add something else, I would say the rainforest. All right, think about that. What kind of beautiful landmarks can we find or come across in our own home countries? Here in Chile, we have, for example, the Atacama Desert, the driest desert in the world. We also have a lot of mountains. We have the Los Andes mountain chain. All right, that is the Cordillera. And waterfalls, the one that I can remember right now is the Iguazu waterfalls. And of course, the Pacific Ocean, that is huge, beautiful, and blue. All right, everybody. So, which facts did you know? Which didn't you know? Now, here we have some things, well, some descriptions of these places, of these natural landmarks from all around the world. I'm going to read a couple of them in order for us to practice pronunciation, but the thing I want you to think about is about one of the natural features or landmarks in your country and try to describe it to me or to Miss Francesca via email, via internet activities, but think about something like that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first one, the mountain. The highest mountain in the world is Mount Everest in Asia. How high is it? It's, wow, 8,850 meters tall. All right, and that equates to 29,035 feet high. All right. Next one, the largest ocean is the Pacific. It covers 1/3 of the Earth. The deepest part is about 11,000 meters. Wow, that's really, really deep. The largest desert is the Sahara in Africa. How large is it? It's about 9.1 million square kilometers. That's huge. That's enough to swallow most of Latin America. Well, a good part of Latin America. Okay, the Nile River is in Africa is the longest river in the world. It's 6,695 kilometers or 4,160 miles long. Next one. How big is the largest rainforest? The Amazon rainforest in South America covers about 4 million square kilometers, 1.5 million square miles. And finally, the last one. The most active volcano is Kilauea on the island of Hawaii. It has been active since 1983 and it still erupts every day. Oh my gosh, so this one is very dangerous. Okay, everybody. So, as I told you before, try to think about one of the landmarks or natural features that we have here in our country. I suggest you the Atacama Desert uh, ah, or the Andes mountain range. Got it? Okay, so before we continue with that, here we have some sentences that I need you to complete. Alright? Try to use the previously stated vocabulary. I'm gonna give you a while. Okay, now let us check and we're going to continue with some activities. So number one, the Grand Canyon in Arizona is 1,600 meters deep in some parts. The Pacific Ocean is about 10 times larger than the Arctic. K2, the second highest mountain in the world, is 8,610 meters high. In the Sahara Desert, temperatures can reach 54 degrees Celsius, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Angel Fall in Venezuela is the highest waterfall in the world. Mount Pinatubo, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines is an active volcano. It last erupted in 1991. Wow, so the year I was born. Alright everybody, so here we have some vocabulary. Questions plus questions with how, that means WH, plus an adjective. Use the question word plus how plus any adjective to make questions related to something. So we want to talk about one thing in specific, we can use this, alright? Now please remember one thing. When we talk about WH questions, we can change the meaning if we have an extra adjective. For example, how much. How has a different meaning by itself. Wow, what happened? How has a different meaning by itself, but if we add much, things change. Now we are asking something much more specific, all right? Please try to remember that. Think about how as the WH version of Legos. You pick an adjective and you can create a new, more specific question in order for you to get a much more specific answer. For example, how high is Mount Everest? How long is the Nile River? How wide is the Grand Canyon? How deep is the Pacific Ocean? How large is the Sahara Desert? How hot does it get in Death Valley? Alright? Okay. Now, what do I want you to do, dear all? Write 2 questions about each of these places. Alright? Gonna give you some time for you to practice, for you to think about it. Alright, let's continue. So here we have some answers. What is the smallest continent? How big is it? The smallest one I would say is, according to some people, alright, please don't don't come with your pitchforks. Australia, for some people it is the largest island in the world, for others the smallest continent in the world. What is the highest mountain in South America and how big is it? I have no idea, truth to be told there. What is the longest river in Canada? How long is it? I think that's the one that is close to Quebec, in the French-speaking part of Canada. What is the widest canyon in the world? How wide, big is it? That I think it is the Grand Canyon, but I'm not very sure. I know, however, that in Mars you have the largest volcano in the world, Olympus Mons, and one of the largest the largest volcano in the solar system. My bad, and one of the largest canyons in the entire solar system. In what is the name? Uh, Olympia Mesea, something like that. It has a Latin name. And finally, what is the deepest lake in the world? How deep is it? I don't know about the deepest lake in the world, but I know that the Marianas Trench is the deepest part in the ocean. It is so deep that the water pressure would just crush your entire body in a matter of seconds. Very interesting. Okay, everybody, so thank you so much, and here you have a quote-unquote fun meme. All right, dear all, take care, be well, and whatever you need, let me know.